Hello friends, this is Worm, and today is your friendly reminder that a threatened / scared Bungie is a productive Bungie. And I kind of wanted to talk about this today because it's a cycle. I mean, if you are a seasoned Destiny player, which I would assume most of you who watch this content probably are somebody who plays Destiny pretty regularly, and you're very familiar with how Bungie kind of has operated Destiny since its launch in 2014. But with that being said, we're going to be talking a little bit about the TWAB yesterday. This is not a full comprehensive breakdown of the TWAB, just talking about some of the things that Bungie is doing that of course are really good for the game, but at the same time, how long is this going to actually sustain? How long is Bungie going to continue with these good ideas and good designs and good whatevers before it drops off? So first, I think we need to go through a little tiny history of Destiny's past, starting with the launch of Destiny 1, which sucked. Players played, a lot of people hyped it up, played it, dropped off very quickly. And Destiny 2 came around. Content, it was highly anticipated. It came out, it was even worse than Destiny 1. Players dropped off. Then Forsaken came out, and it was great, and it was good. And then over time, Forsaken we've gone from, Forsaken and Black Armory, Season of Opulence, and then we went into Shadowkeep. And then we went into kind of Beyond Light in that seasonal area, or stuff like that, and it goes downhill until Bungie is literally threatened. And then we get a launch like Lightfall, which it literally put Bungie on potentially its last leg. I mean, people literally were canceling their Final Shape pre-orders, which is no small deal. And mind you, it's not just a casual everyday players. Hardcore players were canceling their pre-orders. If you're like me, I haven't even pre-ordered the Final Shape yet. Okay, and lots of people were doing this, and Bungie really got a kick in the butts. And they're like, oh my God, we've got to do something, or we are going to be absolutely screwed. And I'm just going to make a little prediction real quick. Everything that's coming with the Final Shape, I don't think any of this was planned. I think this was all stuff that happened as a response to Lightfall being so poorly received. And Bungie said, hey, you know what? We've got to extend Season of the Wish 3 more months. I bet you anything they have been busting their butts. I bet the Dread, the new enemies, race, faction, species, whatever you want to call them, was not even a thought, honestly, up until post Lightfall. I guarantee you Prismatic was the same way. Prismatic was not something that was imagined and thought of. Maybe it was imagined, but it wasn't planned on being in the game until Lightfall was received so poorly. And this is why I say a threatened Bungie is a productive Bungie. Because remember, Forsaken was a major turning point in Destiny 2. Destiny 2 pre-Forsaken was on his last leg. It was done for. It was toast. Okay, and for those of you who played back in that day, you know what I'm talking about. The lack of random rolls, the stale content, all of that stuff contributed to a game that you really didn't want to play. Then they dropped Forsaken, and everything changed. They brought back random rolls. They had a wonderful storyline. They had all kinds of really awesome content, raid content that was coming out literally almost every single season. We had the Black Armory, which brought us some of the best weapons we'd ever seen before. We got Season of Opulence, which introduced a unique way of obtaining specific weapons, with the whole runes deal, the rune and the chalice stuff. We got all that, and it was really good. And then even into Shadowkeep, I'm not gonna say Shadowkeep was the best, but Shadowkeep was pretty good. We got Garden of Salvation, which was well received on launch. I know a lot of people nowadays say, oh, it sucks, it's boring, blah, 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 but it's been around for 4 years and it's had no real updates. I mean, I think a lot of people say the same thing about Volta Glass. Volta Glass, yeah, I have fond memories of it, but I don't play it anymore. That's aside from the point though. Bungie, they had all these great releases. They had all this great stuff because they were threatened. Now, here we are, post Lightfall, and Bungie is once again threatened. I mean, they had to fire how much, what was it, 10% of their staff, 12% of their staff, something like that, something pretty intense like that. And that's not a small deal. That's a big deal that they had to actually lay off people because they were doing financially so poorly. And of course, I don't know the nitty-gritty details of where that money was allocated, so to speak, because Lightfall was apparently a record breaker for Destiny 2. I don't know. But with that being said, a threatened Bungie is a productive Bungie. A Bungie that is scared, a Bungie that is worried about their financial future is a good Bungie. And we're seeing that once again. Because of course we got Prismatic revealed to us. We have, the Dread revealed to us. And just yesterday in the TWAB, we had revealed that sunsetting is now going away, which means that my ringing nail that I still have with Rampage and Dragonfly is going to once again become viable. My trackless waste is going to be once again viable. Like, I have a bunch of, I don't have a bunch. I have I think 15 sunset weapons still in my vault, but those are going to become viable once again. This is Bungie changing things to make the game more appealing. Not only that, but they also did state that a lot of those, or actually most, if not all of the sunset weapons in the game are going to be reintroduced with, updated perks, origin traits as, the episodes carry on, which again, I think this is an awesome thing, because when people think of unsunsetting and getting all this stuff back, I think everybody's mind immediately jumps to things like the Black Armory weapons, the Leviathan weapons, good old Ghost Primus. Getting random rolls, that's going to be amazing. Alone as a God coming back. Alone as a God, literally the arguably best sniper in the game coming back. Sins of the Past, all these weapons, it's Bungie making smart decisions here. And this is not, I don't want to say it's not common for Bungie to make smart decisions, because again, when we see Bungie in a desperate time, they make these calls. And I've said this time and time again. When Bungie is desperate, that's when they're going to re-release some, the Black Armor weapons or the Leviathan weapons, stuff like that. And we kind of saw that with Into the Lights. Bungie knew that they absolutely needed something to deliver players. They hadn't been developing content like the 30th anniversary or anything like that. So they had to get their butts in gear, and they had to appeal to players to, what do players want? Why not bring back some of the best, most coveted weapons in Destiny's history? The Recluse, Mountaintop, Blast Furnace, Luna's Howl. What else? All-in Guillotine. There's a bunch of weapons, but all these weapons, they fit that bill. That's you know what? Hey, we know players have nostalgia for these weapons, so we're gonna bring them back. That's what they're doing. And again, is it a bad call? No, I love that they brought back these weapons. I love that we're able to get our hands on an updated Recluse. I bought Recluse ornaments way back in the day, and now I can actually use them once again. I'm so glad that we got Mountaintop back, especially with random rolls, because it's such a fun weapon to use, and it's got that new functionality where it flings you around, and that's a lot of fun. I'm so glad that we're getting back all these weapons. But again, I can't help but wonder to myself, how long is this going to be sustainable before Bungie gets complacent? They say, you know what, we've delivered enough. Let's stop with the over delivery, and let's under deliver, so that we don't get players too, accustomed, I guess, to having really good content. Because I think that was a thing that somebody at Bungie actually said one time. They said that over delivery is bad. Over-delivery is bad, because then players, if you over-deliver on something, the next time around, players are going to expect that. And when they don't get it, it's going to be, a crap show. And granted, I guess that's kind of true. Obviously we get a season that's really good, like Season of the Splicer. Had great, great activity, great weapons, great story. And then we get season of, whatever, Season of Plunder, for example, which is not so good. And I think that Bungie, they really just need to bite the bullet and understand that some is going to be hit, some's going to be missed. Obviously make content that players are going to like and enjoy. If you wouldn't sit in an activity for hours and hours because of the loot or because it's fun, maybe don't put it in the game. I don't know. Obviously I'm not a game developer or anything like that. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. Again, for the 7th time this video, a threatened Bungie is a productive Bungie. And this is literally us speaking with our wallets, players speaking with their wallets. Players are saying, no, we're not pre-ordering Final Shape, we're not pre-ordering this, that, and the other because of how bad Lightfall was. This is a player W right here. This is the player base taking a big fat dub in Bungie's face. Because if Lightfall, if people hadn't complained about Lightfall, and if they hadn't, stopped their pre-orders and stuff like that, I really don't think we would be getting the Dread. I don't think that we would be getting the, Prismatic. I don't think we'd be getting any of that stuff, but I don't know. That's just kind of a little, just a thoughts, I guess. A productive or a scared / threatened Bungie is a productive Bungie. But yeah, I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on it. You know, do you think that I'm right when I say that? How do you feel about the changes that are coming, the stuff that Bungie's adding to the game? Again, lots of cool stuff is coming. I'm very excited for it. Don't take this video as me, you know, ranting or upset about this or, you know, blah, blah. I'm very excited for the content that is coming, but I'm nervous for all the content after that. Because Bungie, they've done it time and time again. They'll have a great release, you know, Forsaken, The Taken King, what else? All, you know, all that different stuff. And then it just goes. And then it's like, okay, we got the players back. Now we can ease up a little bit. But anyways, yeah, of course, I want to hear your thoughts. Like the video too, subscribe for more daily Destiny content, and guys, do me a favor, watch the videos you see here on the end screen, because for whatever reason YouTube thinks you'll like them. See y'all next time. Bye for now.